it's a hell of a job by the guys hanging in there. The Bears, they did a good job. They came out and as we thought they would. They put in a good fight. They do it every week, and that team fought hard. And we turned the ball over 4 times, and that's a hard way to live there, man. It's hard to get out of that hole. So, I was proud of the guys and the coaches. Nobody got frazzled. We knew if we could just get the ball back in our court, we get a stop, score, we could get some momentum back. But, man, that's what I was proud of. Pressure went up, our heart rate leveled out like we talk about. So it's a great job by a number of guys. Really, the whole team had a part in that. So, listen, it's a great win.
Can you just speak to the resiliency of your quarterback who throws 3 interceptions and then just guys lay methodically down the field for the course of the game?
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes. He doesn't have his best game, but it's really when you needed him most in a 2-minute drive at the end of half, that was pretty big. And then at the end of the game, down 2 scores, that's when he's at his best in a game that he's not playing his best game. I think that speaks volumes. So here's what we know about Goff. At the very least, he's going to be mentally tough and physically tough. And you can always count on that. You can bank on that. And today, he showed his resiliency, and when we needed those plays, man, he showed up in no huddle mode. It was awesome.
Coach, you guys haven't gone to something like this since 1962. You hear those type of numbers, this type of thing that you're doing. How did that make you feel? I know you guys still remember, but just hear that since 1962.
That's a long time, It's a long time. It's something we talked about before the season, not that, hey, let's get so many wins before 1962 season, but just, man, let's make the most of this season. We got a chance to do something special. Let's take it 1 week at a time. And also, every week is different. Every opponent's different. Every matchup is different. And you just don't know what all it's going to take to win against that opponent. Is it going to take a certain play from the defense, a certain style, or your special teams or offense? But, man, collectively, we found a way today. And look, man, it's great to be 8-2, and we got a big one in about 4 days. Or 5, I don't know what it is, but it's coming up.
I don't know if maybe it wasn't designed like this, but Dave Montgomery had a huge hand in that last year. He scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
Ran the ball against his old team. Do you think it means like that? And maybe you just speak to what he's meant to you guys this year?
Yeah, what you see is what you get with David. He's steady, he's reliable, he's explosive. He can help you in the pass game, run game, protection. And if there's anything I'd say is, man, wish we could have gotten the ball more, but the turnovers, that's where you get out of rhythm and you're not able to entirely do what you kind of went in and set to do game plan wise, schematically against their defense. And so we just kind of got out of a rhythm and flow. But there again, once we needed him there at the end just to be able to give him the ball, man, he was huge for us on those last couple of drives.
When the stops don't come and when Justin's running the way he was running and then the turnovers happen, is there a point on the sidelines throughout a game like this where you lose a little bit of patience, where your trust in your guys is tested a little bit?
No. I say this all the time. I'm like, guys, as long as we have the ability to get a stop and we got 3 timeouts, we can do anything. And we had the 3 timeouts and we were close. And, they're sitting there with a lead. They're going to do what they need to do to hold that and not do something too aggressive. And so if we could just find a way to get a stop, I felt pretty good about where we were going to be at. And so I think the lack of patience could come if you're in that same scenario. You're sitting there with 2 minutes left and you're down 3 scores or 4. That's tough. It's real tough. But I think with where we were at, not really. Felt pretty good that we could get it. We just needed to stop, and we got one.
Can you speak about Jameson Williams as well and clutch catching that?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Just the confidence to go to him that late in the game.
Yeah.
What have you been showing all over these few weeks that he's got back to get to this point today?
Well, I think a little bit like what we talked about last week. He's, he's part of the herd. He's part of the herd. He's been accepted, and the way he works and the way that, man, he goes and he blocks and he's starting to run some pretty good routes and he's making some catches. And there's a lot of guys that are beginning to trust him, you know, and that's been earned. No different than everybody else had to earn it, man. You got to, whoever you are, offensive lineman, receiver, back, man, you got to earn your right. And man, he's putting in the work. So that was good to see. It was a huge moment. That was a huge play, and he just keeps getting better and better and better.
Dan, what do you think about the way when Goff threw his third interception, there were some boos, and it doesn't seem like it ever affects him. Does he come to the sideline and say anything?
Yeah, he's like, man, who booed me? I said, I don't know, Goff. No. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, we got booed for, I don't know what happened. There was, the run, or, you know, I mean, that's part of the game. That's all good. I mean, but no, that doesn't affect him or us or anything. It's all, you know, we get it. So no, he was good. He never got frazzled. And honestly, I don't know if I've ever really seen him frazzled. You know, he does a pretty good job of, I mean, more than anything, like, I think he just wants to punch himself in the face sometimes. It's like, you're more like, you know, it's all right. You know, he gets frustrated with himself because you know, things happen. They happen, and it was just one of those games, a little bit off on a couple of things. Now, the last one got batted. You know, that's out of his control. But sometimes you're going to have those games, and that's when, you know, defense has got to pick you up, which they did. We got to find a way to get some takeaways. We got 2. And we're going to need Goff at some point again. And he showed up for us at the biggest moment. So.
One more, guys.
Dan, Justin Field, thoughts on how he played and how thankful were you that he was just a little long on that deep throw?
Man, he played really well. He played really well. You know, you just don't know what his timing's going to look like having not played in about 4 weeks, right? You know, this is the first real live bullets he's gotten since he got hurt. And, man, he played really well. You know, the runs certainly were an issue. And, look, we had a good plan. He's a hell of an athlete, and he's tough in space. And, you know, he caused some issues, but I was very thankful on that long throw at the end. And look, I thought our coverage was pretty damn good all day. It really was. And, you know, it came down to a play like that there at the end, and we were able to cover it, and he missed on the throw, and that's this league.
You mentioned the stop at the end, the 3rd and 1 stop, the tush push essentially where you held him to a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just talk about the importance of that, A, and B, what's the key to that? I mean, I know it's not the Eagles running it, but how do you stop that? That's such a play that teams haven't stopped that quarterback.
Man, it was a huge stop. You know, that was as big as they come. You know, to be able to, because really that's, you know, maybe a normal sequence of a game, they may be going for it and doing it again, but, you know, that's the opportunity to go up 2 scores with a field goal. So to be able to get that, for us to get that stop was huge. But I think there's really no secret to it. It's about leverage. And get off and leverage, you know, and normally the offense has the upper hand on those things. And then you need a guy who can really push, you know, he gets the football, he can leg drive, you know. So I don't know the secret. Look, Philly does a really good job of it. And that quarterback's, you know, he does a good job too. But we stopped it today, so it was big.
When your last minutes left, and you guys kick it off to them, did you feel the need to address the defense at all going into that last drive?
Yeah, no, I actually went down there. I said, it just doesn't get any better than this. Like, this is the moment this is what you want to be in right now. Game on the line, you got a chance to make the big stop, man, to win this game. And Hutch goes out there and makes the sack fumble of his life for a safety. I mean, that to me those are the moments, man, we're built for. Like, that's how we have to think. And I mean, that was what it felt like when they took the field. Is, you know, this is why you play this game at this level, is for moments just like that. It was awesome.
You said it before the last one, before the sack drive, just to be clear, before the last drive or before the one where you got to stop and get the ball back?
So, I'm sorry.
Which drive did you say that before? The one where Hutch got the fumble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Locker room's open. We'll have Jared at the podium.
All right.
So, despite what Mayor went wrong, how do you feel coming out of the game?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to play bad and win than it is to play bad and lose. And kind of what we did today. We played not our best ball and not my best ball for about 3.5 quarters, and found a way to make it work there at the end. It's a sign of a good team. We're a resilient group. We're tough. We we have a lot of courage, and we don't back down from anything.
Interceptions can be bad luck sometimes.
Yep.
I would say 2 of your 3 were bad luck with tip ball on the
Yep.
in midfield. Are those ones more challenging to overcome because it's out of your control?
I'd say the opposite. The two that the one where Sam ran into the guy and then the ball that was tipped, I kind of just that's just part of doing business. And the one where I hit the guy in the chest, where I never saw him. That's on me, and I can't do that to our team and put us in that spot. And not something that I can do to our team. I need to be better in that situation. But yeah, to your point, I think the other two I can kind of let them fall off my back pretty easy.
Yeah, you typically a cool kind of player you got, but it was just some waiting motion. You get the volunteer, introduction, then they booed you at one point out there. They cheered you.
Did they? I actually didn't hear that. I heard about that, but I didn't hear it. They booed the first play of the 2-minute drive that we scored on too. So. No, we love our fans, man. We love our fans. They're so great. They had a lot to boo about today. Maybe appreciate it if they wouldn't, but it's all right. I get they're passionate and emotional, and they win games for us here at home. I mean, they really do. They how loud they are for us on defense, and then how much energy we feel from them after we score or a big play, all that stuff. It's so important, and I understand their passion and feel their pain at times, and I appreciate them for being as passionate as they are.
David had 40 yards, I think, on that last drive combined. Just he important.
Yeah.
He's added to this.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's a stud, and I know this game meant a little extra to him, and he showed up. He really did, and him getting that touchdown at the end, kind of poetic, but he played well all day. He played well all day. If we could have sustained drives a little bit more, I think it would have been a big day for him, and yeah, he did a good job.
The
Here's
2-minute
whatever the
offense
little
was.
boos were, whatever they were, a sign that expectations have changed here, and they're surprised when you're not beating the normal season. I suppose that's a positive to take out of it, isn't it?
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't. It's again. It's like I get it. They're upset. I'm upset. They can be upset and boo. It's all right. But yeah, I think the expectations for our team are higher than they've ever been, and we want to win home games in front of our home fans against division opponents. And today we ultimately did that. We didn't get there on a straight line, but we ultimately came out with the W. And again, it's a testament to how tough and courageous we are on offense and defense.
Looks like that trust continues to build with Jameson. Just his catch there, that play, to go
Yeah.
to him in a big moment there.
Yeah.
And trust him. That seems to be building pretty good here.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks for him have been so good, and he's practiced so well, and we do trust him now. We do trust him a lot, and I trust him to make that throw in that situation. And he's doing a hell of a job blocking. He's doing all of his assignments correctly. He's doing a really, really good job, and it's starting to come on really nicely for us. And as he continues to progress, the level to which our offense could possibly go with him continuing to progress is pretty exciting.
The 2-minute offense was everything for you guys today. Maybe like 3 touchdowns kind of out of it. Was there a point in your career where you just got really comfortable in fast?
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's a certain point, but I think as you get older, you start to see more things happen crazy, both on TV. You're on the opposite side of one of those, so you start to know that it's possible, and that this is how much time was left when we started that last drive, 4.5 minutes. Like you're thinking of well, how is the scenario that we win? What is the scenario that we win? And I'd say sometime in the last few years is when that kind of as you grow older as a quarterback, you kind of understand in those scenarios that there is an avenue to win. You may not feel it, you may not know it, but you can find it and you can get there. And new for us, we had to score quickly, before the 2-minute warning, we'd have a good chance. They drive it down. I think prior to that, when they handed the ball off on 3rd and 10 and then kicked the field goal, we go, okay, they're letting us have a chance to win this with 2 touchdowns. Sounds good. And, it was, you see that path to winning there at the end.
Is that calculating that math in your head calming? Just being able to play out the scenarios in your mind?
Yeah, and I had a pretty good feeling that if we got in a 2-minute drill, we'd be able to move the ball like we did in the first half. But you never know. But yeah, I had a good feeling that once we got into our 2-minute no huddle offense, that we could get them on their heels a little bit and score pretty quickly.
Maybe
Derek, you
staying
talk-
even keel is another path to victory for you, but it seems
Mhm.
like you've always been able to do that. Can you just explain maybe why, where that comes from, the importance of that no matter what is going on?
Yeah.
There's a piece, I guess, to involve.
Yeah, I don't take my job lightly, and my job is so much greater than how good I do. It's so much greater than what my stats are or how many touchdowns I can throw. It's about being there for my teammates and being the best I can be on every play and throughout the game. And even when things aren't going my way, I'm not playing as well as I'd like to early on. How do I find a way to kind of center myself back to what my true job is to be my best on every play and do everything I can for my teammates.
Talk
Justin
more.
Fields, April Johnson, what do you tell him
He's playing so well. I just told him I'm happy that he's back from injury. He's such a dynamic player in our league, and anytime those guys are healthy now, I wish he didn't play so well against us all the time, but he's a dynamic player and he's fun to watch, and he's a young, exciting player, and I just told him it's fun to have him back healthy.
We asked you so many questions. We asked you so many questions about expectations in the offseason. And you said at that point, when it was still summer, we've done nothing yet. At this point, what have you guys accomplished so far?
8-2. That's about it. We're in a good place right now, and feel great. We still have yet to accomplish anything in the grand scheme, but have won 8 games out of 10, and that feels pretty good. I'll give Lindsay one more. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Back-to-back weeks, winning in the last second of the game, the final seconds of the game, I should say. Can these experiences help you guys go down the stretch and potentially move the playoffs, or?
Yeah. I think I've been on good teams, bad teams, really bad teams, and you tend to figure that the good teams are the ones that kind of win those games late, and it's like you don't really know why or how, but you always make the right play in the fourth quarter. Or you Hutch gets a sack there, or, we score on the run play as opposed to getting stuffed. Like little things just keep happening that go your way, and that's a sign of a good team. And last week was no different, winning on that field goal, being able to convert on that fourth down, kick the field goal. But yeah, it's a sign of a good team and ultimately reflects itself in the record. But it feels good to win another close one and validate what we've been working on.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.